Hello students, welcome to the fourth video of SAM Foundation on trigonometry. Now in this video we are going to study about the trigonometric identities and the complementary formulas for the trigonometric ratios. Okay, now let's revise the previous concepts what we have already studied. See, it's a right angle triangle, this angle is theta, and if this is theta, this is base, and this is hypotenuse, and this is perpendicular, and these are the ratios which are related to perpendicular base and hypotenuse that we have already covered in the first video. Okay, now keeping this reference, we are going to study the trigonometric identities. Okay, so students, you must be knowing about the identities in your previous classes about a plus b whole square, that was a square plus b square plus 2ab. And the second, it was a square minus b square, also it was a plus b first bracket into a minus b. So these identity you have already studied. Now same type of identities are trigonometric identities. Only difference is instead of a and b, we are going to use the trigonometric ratios. Okay, so there are three trigonometric identities. Now how we can get those three identities, I'm not going to tell you to learn those three identities. Let's learn how to get these three identities, how they are formed. If you learn the method how they are formed, you're not going to forget these identities. Okay, so you already know that it's a right angle triangle, and we know that in a right angle triangle we can write the Pythagoras theorem as hypotenuse square, that is equals to perpendicular square plus base square. I'm using the short forms of this Pythagoras theorem. So how to get these three identities, that method we are going to demonstrate in this video. So first, this Pythagoras theorem we have to write in a reverse order. See, if a is equals to b, we can write it as b is equals to a also. It doesn't make any difference. So this Pythagoras theorem we are going to write in a reverse form three times. See, hypotenuse square is equal to perpendicular square plus base square. So we are going to write it perpendicular square plus base square, that is equals to hypotenuse square. See, perpendicular square, it is plus base square, that is equals to hypotenuse square. One more time, perpendicular square plus base square, that is equals to hypotenuse square. One more time, perpendicular square plus base square is equals to hypotenuse square. This is the learning technique also, so that you may not forget these identities. So what we have done, we have just written the Pythagoras theorem opposite way three times. Okay, now one by one what we are going to perform, see this side from right to left, you see it is hypotenuse, base and perpendicular. So what we are going to do, first identity, all the terms we are going to divide by hypotenuse square. Second identity, we are going to divide all the terms by base square. And the third, this Pythagoras theorem, we are going to divide all the terms by perpendicular square. See, the first, we are dividing by hypotenuse square. So perpendicular square upon hypotenuse square plus base square upon hypotenuse square, that is equals to hypotenuse square upon hypotenuse square. Okay, now perpendicular square and hypotenuse square both are having square, so we can put them in one bracket, perpendicular upon hypotenuse, and we can write a common square here also. Base upon hypotenuse, we can put a common square, and hypotenuse upon hypotenuse square, it will be equals to 1. Now see, here is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. See here, perpendicular upon hypotenuse, it is sine theta, and here it is square also. So we are going to get first identity as sine square theta plus, now base upon hypotenuse, can you see, base upon hypotenuse, it is cos theta, and here it is square. So we get here cos square theta, that is equals to 1. So this is the first trigonometric identity what we have derived. Now this identity we can write it in two more ways. See what I'll do, if I transfer cos square theta that side, so what we are going to get, sine square theta, that is equals to 1 minus cos square theta. Same way, if I am going to transfer cos square theta that side, sorry, sin square theta that side, so what you are going to get? Cos square theta, that is equals to 1 minus sin square theta. So what does it mean? That main identity is sin square theta plus cos square theta is equals to 1. That means in place of sin square theta plus cos square theta, you can write it as 1. Or in place of 1, you can write it as sin square theta plus cos square theta. Another way, in place of sin square theta, I can write 1 minus cos square theta. Or in place of 1 minus cos square theta, I can write sin square theta. Here, in place of cos square theta, I can write 1 minus sin square theta. And in place of 1 minus sin square theta, I can write cos square theta. So this is the first identity what we have proved. Now, right to left we are moving. We have already divided, see the order what we have written, perpendicular, base and hypotenuse. So we have already divided by hypotenuse square. Now we are going to divide by base square. See, this is, you can write here perpendicular square upon base square plus base square upon base square, that is equals to hypotenuse square upon base square. See, same method, perpendicular upon base, that is square. This is base square upon base square, that is 1, and hypotenuse upon base, that is square. Now see, perpendicular upon base. Perpendicular upon base, it is tan theta. Square is there, so you can write here tan square theta plus 1. Now hypotenuse upon base. See, hypotenuse upon base, it is sec theta. Square is there, so it will be sec square theta. Now same transformation we can do. See, in place of 1 plus tan square theta, I can write sec square theta. In place of sec square theta, I can write 1 plus tan square theta. Now what we can do, we can transfer this one that side. So tan square theta, that will be equals to sec square theta minus 1. So what does it mean? In place of tan square theta, I can write sec square theta minus 1. And in place of sec square theta minus 1, I can write here tan square theta. Now I can, from this I can transfer tan square theta that side. So here left hand side it will be 1. So right hand side it will be sec square theta minus tan square theta. Here it was plus, so it goes that side, it is minus. So here in place of 1, I can write sec square theta minus tan square theta, or in place of sec square theta minus tan square theta, I can write 1 also. So this is the second trigonometric identity. Now we are moving from this side to this side we are moving. Now we have already divided by hypotenuse square, we have already divided by base square. Now we will divide by perpendicular square. Now let's see that identity, third one. So perpendicular square upon perpendicular square plus base square upon perpendicular square, that is equals to hypotenuse square upon perpendicular square. Now see, perpendicular square upon perpendicular square, that is 1. Now see, here we can write base upon perpendicular square, that is equals to hypotenuse upon perpendicular square. So next 1 plus, now base upon perpendicular. Now see here, what is base upon perpendicular? Base upon perpendicular is cot theta. Okay, so base upon perpendicular cot theta, it is square. So you can write here cot square theta, and hypotenuse upon perpendicular, it is cosec theta. Square is there, you can write cosec square theta. Now see, here we can write this identity in one more form. So if I transfer cot square theta that side, so what we are going to get? 1, left hand side you are going to get 1 is equals to cosec square theta minus cot square theta. Okay, so in place of cosec square theta minus cot square theta, we can write 1, or in place of 1, we can write cosec square theta minus cot square theta. Both are replaceable. In place of this, we can write this, or in place of this, we can write this. Now, in these three identities, you must have noted in all three identities, 1 is coming. See, now when there is a question, where in the question, if you find 1, now you have three options. In place of 1, you can write sin square theta plus cos square theta. In place of 1, you can write here sec square theta minus tan square theta. And in place of 1, you can write cosec square theta minus cot square theta. See, it depends what you have to prove in the questions. All substitutions are correct. There is no hard and fast rule that in place of 1, what we have to substitute. All depends on the proving question, what you have to prove to the right hand side. Now, these are the three basic identities what we have derived. And the basic thing what you have to understand here, it is the Pythagoras theorem. All three identities, they are derived by the Pythagoras theorem, and you have to just divide all the terms of the Pythagoras theorem by one by one. One time by hypotenuse square, one time by base square, and one time by perpendicular square. So this is the best way how you can keep them in mind. And if you forget also, if you remember this method how to get them, I'm sure you are going to get it. If you just write the Pythagoras theorem 3 times as I have told you and do the same operation, you are going to get the three identities very easily. Important thing is you have to remember these ratios. These ratios are very important. Okay, now you just go through it and see the method how I have derived, and then we'll move to the next concept. Okay, you must have noted down all the things, and I hope you must have understood about all the trigonometric identity. Now, the second concept what we have to study here, the complementary angles when they are related to the trigonometric ratios. Okay, so let's recall the complementary angles first. You might have studied in your previous classes. What are complementary angles? If the sum of two angles, it is 90 degree, then they are known as complementary angles. Suppose angle A plus angle B, the addition of both the angles, it is 90 degree, then they are known as complementary angles. Now, what happens if any one angle is given to you and you are asked to find the complement of that angle? So how we are going to find it? We just subtract that angle from 90 degree. We get the complement of that angle. See, suppose I have an angle 30 degree. Okay, I have to find the complement of this angle. So how we find the complement of this angle? We will subtract this angle from 90 degree. So 90 minus 30, it comes to 60 degree. Now you can see it's very clear. 60 plus 30, it is 90. So they are complementary angles. Okay. Now what we have to do now, let us take one angle theta, which is an acute angle. Okay. Now if I have to find the complement of this theta, so again I am finding the complement, it will be 90 minus theta. This will be the complement of this angle theta. Now this complement angle, when it is associated to trigonometric ratios, what changes occur in the trigonometric ratios, that we have to study in this. Okay, so both the things I'm going to tell you how to remember these changes and how to write these. Both I'm telling you. See, first you have to remember the combination. The first combination is sine and cos. Sine and cos. Second combination is cosec and sec. And third combination is tan and cot. See, these combination you have to remember. Now how it changes, that we are going to study now. Now see, when you associate this complement to these trigonometric ratios, what are the changes they occur, that we are going to study. See, suppose sine, it is associated to 90 minus theta, it will change to cos theta. I am making this arrow. It shows when 90 minus theta is associated to sine ratio, it changes to cos. And this theta, whatever angle will be there at this place, the same angle will come. This 90 is going to vanish here. Okay. Now second, when cos ratio, it is associated with 90 minus theta, it is going to change in sine theta. One more arrow I am going to put like this way. See what these two arrows indicate. See, when 90 minus theta, complement of an angle, it is associated to sine ratio, sine will change into cos. See, sine 90 minus theta is equals to cos theta. And when it is related to cos, it will change into sine. So this is the arrow. These both the arrows, it changes how they indicates how they are going to change. Sine changes to cos and cos changes to sine. Now same is the case here. No difference. Cosec changes to sec. See, cosec 90 minus theta, it will be equal to sec theta, and if it is associated to sec 90 minus theta, it will be equal to cosec theta. Now this one arrow this side. Cosec changes to sec and sec changes to cosec. See, cosec 90 minus theta, sec theta, and sec 90 minus theta, that is cosec theta. Now same is the case here. Tan changes to cot and cot changes to tan. How we are going to write it? Tan 90 minus theta, it becomes cot theta, and cot 90 minus theta, it becomes tan theta. Now these are the complementary angle formulas, and which shows the changes what occur in the trigonometric ratios when they are associated to the complement of an angle. Once again, let's see here. Sine changes to cos, cos changes to sine, cosec changes to sec, and sec changes to cosec, and tan changes to cot, and cot changes to tan. See, these pairs you have to remember. Only remember this pair and remember this angle 90 minus theta, because we have taken the acute angle theta and we have found the complement of that angle, that is 90 minus theta. Okay, so these are the complementary angle formulas. Now we have studied trigonometric identities, we have studied these complementary angle formulas. Now in the next video we are going to learn about the practical applications of these complementary angle formulas, trigonometric identities, and the proving questions. All we are going to learn in the next video. And in the last, once again, I'm going to remind you students, if you find this video useful, please like, subscribe and share my channels to your friends. And till the time, goodbye and keep learning.